Yeah. I'm sorry.
Did Marcos die?
The silence was way too thick for me to
Mark-
say.
What do
Marcos, are you
get
there?
when you put 10 people in one voice call trying to talk about one bad season?
I'm going to eliminate
Hey,
you.
no!
You should.
Okay, that's not pog.
Fruit
I was gonna-
salad.
3, 2, 1. Hey, every pony, welcome. Wait, my New Year's resolution was not to say hey, and I just said it. 2, 1.
Hey.
Hello, every
Hey.
pony.
Hey.
Welcome to the Kamen Rider Gaim discussion video where we're going to talk
Oh my
about
God.
Kamen Rider X
Crap.
guns.
Hi, I'm Guns. YouTube, Gun Spawner, everything Gun Spawner. Minecraft.
Boner.
Ballin.
Hello, Ballin Plays, YouTube and Twitter. I do hot takes. I give away money, and I chase clout.
Give away money.
You forgot the underscore.
Yeah.
Kentaro.
Hi, Kenshiro Emiya. Twitter, @Kenshiro Emiya. I scream about Kamen Rider and other stuff, and I like to play video games and hopefully get back into art soon.
Alana.
Hi, I'm Alana. The only social platform I have is Twitter, and it's MUCHA. So, hi.
Brody.
I'm Brody, or Infinite Gates. Twitter is @Rockman4Ever. I exist.
AJ.
Hi, my name's AJ, or Apple Juice. I complain about stuff on Twitter @DemonicVice.
Gia.
Yo, what's good, y'all? It's Gia. My Twitter is @GiaMori. I do giraffe design. I really complain about shit. Like, I'm the most nitpicking person you ever meet, aside from this man balling over here. Let's talk about X8, I guess.
Marcos.
Woo.
I go
Let's
by
talk.
Marcos houses now, but you can still call me Marcosatsu. And Lucy.
Hello, I'm Metal Lucy.
Got
You can
it.
see my Twitter handle is Metal Lucy. I cosplay and do art. I also have an art account now, which is at Kiwami Gash Hats. And if you want to see my Instagram, it's @metal.lucy. I literally just ramble about whatever. Hello.
I think that's every Trey.
Hi, I'm Trey. I talk about a lot of video games and sometimes Toku stuff, with my Twitter being @Trey790X. Nice to meet you guys.
You gotta write that one down.
It took us like 4 minutes to get through everybody.
Wait,
Oh,
Wow.
First discussion. First topic of discussion. How many houses do you own now, Marcos?
I'm gonna go
Yeah.
5.
I'm Realtor Satsu, actually.
Oh my goodness.
He's just changing his
Yo.
username because the IRS is on his freaking tail.
You can now watch reruns
What
of
was the last
Marcosatsu videos on the
Yeah,
Home
right.
Garden TV network.
So, big
Oh,
question
yeah.
here.
The HGTV.
You might be wondering, hey, isn't like Thomas Jujubee a big X8 fan? Why isn't he here? And that's because we made a discussion 2 years
Yeah, I was
ago
about to
about
say,
it.
why are you?
And I'm here to replace him. I'm just kidding.
Wow. How dare you?
Lucy Jujubee.
Guns. Initial thoughts about X8.
It's a really 10 out of 10 show, and it is my fourth season, so it has a lot of like emotional attachments to me. With starting on the show and finishing the show, the characters on that, I love the plot. You know, there are some hit or miss things, but I still enjoy it as my favorite comic rider.
Ballin.
So I actually started with X8 as well, the first season that I watched. And it's one that I have fond memories of and I enjoy. I think the characters are good. I love the story. The themes are pretty nice. It has its flaws. It's a bit of a mess in a lot of areas and departments. And I don't love it as much compared to other seasons that I would watch later on. But it's still very special. It holds up and I cherish it a lot.
10.
Etsy was not the first season I watched. I started Rider all the way back in 2013 where Gaim aired, and I kind of wish I got into Etsy the first time when it was around in 2016, because I kind of just, it's a show I did really enjoy, but I kind of just fell off with it after like bad association with people. But after seeing it the second time, I absolutely adored it. I love the characters, I love the action, I love the video game motif. I also love how it's mixed with doctors. There's a lot of good things about X8, a lot of questionable things about it too. It's probably one of my favorite writers.
Canadian!
I did not start with Kamen Rider X8 when I first got into Kamen Rider. I started with Gaim long time, a few years ago.
Oh wow.
Kamen Rider X8 really used to be one of my favorite seasons, and even though like it wasn't a perfect show, I really liked to watch it. I really wish Graphite would have been in X8 a bit more. I really liked Graphite, so I give like a 9 out of 10 or 10 out of 10.
Cody.
All right. It was the first season I watched in full, so it does mean a lot to me. It's just I really like the aesthetics and overall just everything about X-Aid. Really good, and it deserves a spot as my third favorite Rider season.
AJ.
So I didn't get into Toku until 2021. A few years ago, Brody sat me down and showed me the first episode of X-Aid. At first, I was like, "What the hell is this? And why is it sponsored by McDonald's?" But since I've watched X-Aid in full, I have grown to love it as my second favorite Rider season. I mainly have an attachment to the characters and the story, even if sometimes it could be a mess. I hold fond memories of it. X-Aid good.
I think it's super funny that your initial reaction is, "What is this, and why is it sponsored by McDonald's?"
Why does McDonald's want to
I
sponsor?
wonder if that's like everyone's reaction when they're starting with any Kamen Rider.
Yeah,
Like, why is it
that's
sponsored
my
by
reaction,
McDonald's?
like,
Why is it sponsored by McDonald's?
Yeah.
So very technically, X8 is my second season ever because first I watched Ryuki, and then as I finished Ryuki, the first episode of X8 started airing. I was like, you know what? Maybe I should start keeping up with this. I like this franchise. Watching it start to finish, I could easily say the first watch I had no idea what happened by the end until I rewatched it recently with my boyfriend, and man, that's certainly a Kamen Rider season.
It certainly is a compliment.
That doesn't make it. I'm not trying to make it sound bad because I really do like the characters and like the suits and the action, but I can't say much for the story. But yeah, as a whole, I give it okay.
We're finished.
7 out of 10 seasons. Marcos.
There we go.
Okay.
So,
No, it's okay. I'm used to this.
Since I was watching X-Aid when it was airing, and I've already watched like a lot of Kamen Rider at that time, my initial reaction was like, "Wow, video games! This is gonna be the best season ever!" And then I watched like one episode, and then that was it for me. I didn't watch it again till like the end of the season.
Right, so Marcos is irrelevant.
Hey, I watched it twice now. Of course, I have like an abridged series about it. I have multiple videos discussing X8. Like, I guess just to make it short, X8 is very good. It is like the season I believe anybody can start with and enjoy fully. The story isn't all there, especially in its second half, but otherwise, like the characters are probably some of the best. And X8 is in my top 5, and it's been there consistently for a while since Gaim beats it out every so often. But either way, X8 good. I'm Satsu now.
Let's go, Lucy.
Hello, I'm the resident X8 liker on Twitter. So, contrary to popular belief, I did not start with X8. It's also not even my second Rider season that I finished. It's my third. I first had 01, and then I was like starting to watch X8 a third of the way through. Like when I was like, we were group watching it. I was group watching it with Trey and my friend Kat. I was just like, I need to watch more. So I watched it, and then I was like, let me watch Build. And then I watched all Build. And then I felt broken. And then I watched X8. Felt even more broken. So yeah, there's that. So everyone knows that I have a lot of X8 merch. But anyways, aside that, it's one of my favorite Rider seasons. I have an attachment to it because it's the one season, like one of the Kamen Rider seasons that really like sparked my creativity in a lot of things. So like there's like my art and my cosplay, and I'm just like, man, I just want to do more and more. And I'm just like, I'm hoping this year I can get a Kamen Rider suit ready, specifically Snipe. But aside that, I think the story is good. I think the characters are great. But there's like, of course, like with every season, there's always flaws. So even as the resident X8 liker on Twitter, aside from Thomas, there's like flaws to it. So yeah, Trey.
So X8 was one of the 2 Rider seasons that I started off with, the other one being Double. And I ended up dropping X8 for a bit to continue watching Double because I overall enjoyed that watching that one a little bit more. But I didn't. But eventually I did go back and watch X8 on my own time, and I really, really liked it. As it's already been said many times already, story-wise it can be a little iffy. But the characters are really likable. The suit designs are really, really good, especially Dangerous. Especially Dangerous Zombie.
Yes, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
What's your second favorite suit, Trey?
in my eyes, I definitely think this is one of the better seasons to start off with for people who are getting into Rider. I just think it's overall a really, really solid season.
So that's actually one thing I wanted to bring up is that a lot of people that I noticed started off with Xaid. Whether it was when it was like showing live or like afterwards, I see a lot of people gravitate towards Xaid. And of course, it has to be visually because what the heck is that? You know, like there's a suit with eyes on it. They don't even move, and he's pink. And there's like these other cool suits, and I think a lot of that has to do with just like I think Xaid can attract anybody visually simply because it's video games, and then there's like this drama that adds to it once you start watching it. And I think Xaid is one of the coolest ones to like you guys have been saying to start with because all the characters are just so enjoyable from episode 1. It's crazy to see like this huge cast of characters each get fleshed out except for Nico, and it's really really cool to see everybody. You know.
Oh my god.
I feel like I have to admit,
Nico's
even
so
though he's like my favorite character, I think Kiriya actually gets like the least development.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I
Yeah,
think
no.
he doesn't need to have that development.
I hate you.
Kiriya.
Hey, Kiriya's great. Like he's been great from the beginning, and this is where we're gonna talk. This is where we're gonna start with spoilers, every pony. So if
Cool.
Yeah,
Let's
almost
go.
time. So,
Kiriya, what happened? Squirt
But
Oh
I
my
do want
God.
to go over some visual stuff first. So I want to say just to get like Lucy's hatred out of the way. But I think a lot of the suits in X8 are actually really ugly. I know. I'm sorry.
No cap. Let's
think,
go.
I think the worst one has to be Snipe level 50. It's just so
What?
bulky and
Oh.
Okay, wait.
Right, that one I
You're
I
wrong.
don't agree with.
Yeah.
You're wrong.
Maybe
Trey, you're you're
maybe
wrong.
maybe it's just a
It is
personal
not the
preference.
worst.
But
Order in the court. Order in the court.
No
maybe
one's
it's just
gonna
a personal. Maybe it's just a personal preference, but I am very mixed on very bulky designs like level 50.
yes.
I'm much bigger fan of sleeker designs, which is why.
Listen.
Oh,
I can see that.
I feel
Sorry.
like it would be too hard to like fight with that suit on. It would be hard to fight. I feel like.
That's why it's all CGI.
Well, no.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair,
Yeah, all CGI.
the point isn't really to like hit them. It's to stand from a distance and shoot at them.
Yeah.
Yes. Exactly.
Yeah.
It's still
So you're
ugly,
gonna
Yeah,
though.
and also
you're gonna
yeah.
slander the
It
suit.
doesn't
one of the
change
best
the fact that
suits.
it's ugly, but like running up and hitting things, it's not what's supposed to do.
You know, like,
Okay.
like
You're gonna-
especially compared to Total Fantasy, like what the
Oh,
heck?
I mean, there's no contest, but like,
Yeah.
You're
no,
gonna
that-
slander
is so
that
bad.
suit,
yes,
and then you're
Yes.
just not gonna look at the laser Xaid combination.
obviously that's
I'd
terrible.
rather
That's
have
what I was
Ugly.
Okay, look.
my god.
Look,
I'm looking.
I don't hate a lot of X suits. Like all of them, I cannot hate a single one of them. But if you give me X-Head, I will literally call it. That's literally X-Head just got pissed on.
I'm down.
I call
Exactly.
this X-Head.
Exactly.
Alright, hold on. We're not about to bring piss into this discussion, are we?
I'm just saying, even Night of the Safari looks better than that.
All right.
Oh, honestly,
Order in the court. Let's get an actual topic in here.
No, wait. I do want to I swear like the level 50 suit is probably like the only thing I don't like in Xaid, honestly, because the jingle sucks too.
Marco, stop being a hater.
Hey, I'm just saying, it's
dare
the
you.
only thing I don't like in the show. Everything
The
else
jingles
is
are
great.
bad. How
Yes,
are
the
jingles bad
jingles
for
are
level
bad.
50?
Disappointing.
oh,
They won't
Okay,
take the
I believe
slander.
you.
I know this is an X8 discussion, but I won't take any slander.
Hey, you know, like I'm just saying, like the other one that isn't in the gamer driver, like the enemies incoming, shoot down the bang. You know that one's cool. That one's awesome. That sounds poggers. But the other one's so boring and lame.
Man.
no! How can you not like Danger? That class is Danger Zombie.
Yeah,
Oh,
that
man.
was cool. But I meant like bang bang level 50. Give me bang bang tank, please. That's all I want.
Okay,
Sure.
I can agree with you on that because we've been waiting for too long for that.
Bang,
Yeah,
bang,
I don't even know what
bang,
things.
And
I
after
got-
that, that's literally the only negative I have about X8. Everything else is positive from here on.
I got a topic for each person to discuss.
boy.
Okay, let's
Yeah,
go around and say our favorite characters. Guns.
I knew it. Okay. Y'all cannot see my PFP, but as
It's
it
graphite.
implies, and my it's graphite. I love graphite. It's no, but my favorite character is someone who graphite used to work with. My man Dan, the meme god, Dan the man.
Dan the man.
I love Dan the man. I love Kuroto so much. He's been my favorite. Fun fact: I did actually like Kuroto. I hated him when I first watched X-Ed.
Oh,
Big fan.
how the tables can turn.
Look, like I had it mostly like I guess it was like bandwagon. No, it wasn't really bandwagon. It was just bad opinions because like I didn't really start out to have an opinion until like 2020, where I
We're just afraid of his
we watched a
Black
bit
Air
of X-Men.
Forces energy.
He would wear Black Air Forces though. I would say, because he has a shoe literally like almost based off of them. But that's not the point. I love Kuroto. Yeah, no, Kuroto is a really nice villain, and even though he does fucked up things, I am also messed up, so that's why I like it. Like he can have his moments. He can have his nice moments. His popping moments, and especially before, like if you watch pre-Exit Kuroto, you can see how dramatically changed he has been in the second part than in the first part of Exit. Like you can see how he tries to hide it, then when it unleashed it, he goes on full out and does not matter. He does not care until Masamune shows up, and Masamune is a good villain too. He's definitely a good after than Kuroto and Parad.
I see.
As yeah.
Yeah, I understand.
I like to go on a 1 hour ramble on how I like Kuroto, but I'm gonna save that for another time. Maybe never, but yeah, Kuroto is good. My phone is weak. Kuroto is awesome.
Ballin, who is your favorite character and why is it Hiro Kagami?
That is a wonderful question. The reason my
boy.
favorite character is Hiro Kagami is because he is my favorite character. I love circular logic.
Alright, can't interrupt. No. Go back to Ballin. Go
I
back
got a
to Ballin.
circle. It's a long circle. I got a big circle here. Okay. The reason that he's my favorite character is because I felt that he really sort of grew a lot and changed over the course of the season. And I mean, a lot of characters grew and changed. I think that this cast as a whole is very dynamic. They all have their arcs, and you can really see the difference from start to finish in most of the characters. But with him specifically, I love his direction of sort of finding himself. Like he thought he knew who he was at the beginning. Like, I'm a doctor, and that's all I am. He didn't really care about helping people. He just cared about, I'm a doctor. I'm doing my job. Like he was very kind of standoffish. He didn't really work well with others, and he sort of saw himself as superior to everyone else just because of his background and upbringing. And then over time, you sort of see that start to break and shatter as he realizes that he needs help and he needs to cooperate with the others in order to accomplish what they want to. And then you have his character further breaking down when you get to his arc about his dead girlfriend and the chance to bring her back. And he toes the line between working with them and fighting against them. And it's a real struggle. And in the end, what pushes him to let go of her and accept that he's going to move on with his life is remembering his promise as a doctor and the real reason why he wants to become the greatest doctor. And I just feel it's very impactful. It's very memorable. I love his interactions with the rest of the cast. I love his standoffish personality. And even after he warms up to them, he's still like he still like kind of acts superior in a sense, but it's much more of a friendly way rather than a demeaning way. And I like that about him. And I love his suits. I think his suits are the best ones. No competition.
I get you. No competition.
Yeah, and just everything about him, really. I think that not everything about him. Brave Snipe exists, but other than that,
Yeah, Web Snap kind of.
But main show, folk, we're talking main show here. Everything about him. is
Mencho,
perfect.
yeah, no, Mencho. He's good in Mencho.
Yeah, I don't know. I
Kenta, wow.
related to him.
Oh.
I loved seeing his growth, and I just think he's a spectacular character that is underappreciated by the masses.
For
The
real.
amount of times people have called this man boring.
Honestly, yeah, no.
I just want to be like, what show did you?
Can I
watch,
add
man?
on to something?
Yeah.
Sure, I'm done.
Can I add?
I also wanted to add
Yeah,
on.
let me add something because
we have to keep it moving. Before you,
I want to add something.
you
It's
two want
okay
to
if
make
I
an
add
hour
something, right?
section about
Okay.
Hiro.
I read my time. I read my time to the others.
Yeah, it's the discussion. It's okay to add on to it to discuss and
Yeah, okay. So yeah, no, my add-on was yeah, no, definitely misunderstood by the masses. I don't understand how people can get annoyed by his girlfriend. I mean, yeah, it goes on for a while. It kind of makes sense because he literally had his own arc, where in the arc of Saki in the second part, he talks about how he killed Saki and realizing that can do so much damage to one person. I'm not gonna go into Amoy, but there's a character who's exactly like everything else except for personality is literally Hiro, and in the game Amoy, his name is Hiro, but with an E instead of two I's. That is all.
Am I allowed to have my point? No.
wait, Ballin, do you only like Hero because or Hero?
Oh.
I need a Hiro.
Your Honor, that's a leading question.
Lucy.
Alright,
Are we
so what I
fun
want to
now,
add
or-
on to like the whole thing about like people misunderstanding Hiro, I really don't like the whole thing where people dump him down to obsessed with sweets, mainly cake, and just misses his dead girlfriend. I've seen people just bluntly just call him a misogynist, and I'm just like, this is incorrect. Like, I don't think we watch the same X8 at all.
No.
Like, like he might seem like a jerk and whatnot, but I'm pretty sure he's just trying to be serious about his job, and he cares about others just in his own way.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just me. Anyways, continue. Kentaro.
So,
Kento.
who's your favorite character
Kentaro.
and why is it Taigemu?
So you can't see in the chat, but my friend Pooh made a press the button meme. It has Taiga and as Emu, and it has me not being able to decide. For Emu, he's one of my favorite characters in the show just because of how fitting of a protagonist he is for Etsu's story. How he not only changes as a person, but how he helps everyone else to grow. I am not a doctor, but I can relate to Emu's clumsiness and silliness, but he also really cares about people and wants to help them out, and that's kind of why I really gravitated towards his character throughout the show. I remember a lot of people, maybe not a lot of people, but I remember a good minority of people not liking him and think he's one of the most boring characters, but I have to argue that he isn't, and if he wasn't there, I don't think characters like Hiro and Taiga and even Kuroto wouldn't have changed if Emu wasn't there. And to talk about another character I really like, who's also very misunderstood by fans, I like how Taiga contrasts with Emu. He kind of started off like Emu in the Snipe episodes about how he wanted to save people and eliminate the virus in order to make the world a better place. But then he was manipulated by Kuroto, which a lot of people seem to forget that he was, and that it makes him immediately jaded for years, and it just makes him he doesn't know what to do, and he only thinks he can handle everything by himself. It's until he met Emu and Hiro and Cyber Rescue, and even though those three started to fight each other a lot, they also started to grow and get along. And Nico came by too, and Nico's addition to Taiga's character, also another misunderstood dynamic, is another part that made Taiga better, and I just really grew to like Taiga the second time I watched around Etsy, because there's a lot more to him than people think. He cares about people just in his own way. He changes throughout the show and becomes a better person for all the events he went to. just as much as a hero as Emu is.
Red Kentuo. So you're telling me you did like Taiga the first time you watched?
Yeah, I don't know why. It was probably because I misunderstood, and I can't really recall if it was any bandwagoning, but I'll admit it took a little bit for me to sort of like Taiga at the start, because even if I definitely understand his motives right now, it was like back then I'm like, man, Taiga, I kind of
Yeah,
root
no,
for
that's
you.
how exactly
Like, you're
I was
being a real jerk.
also. Yeah, like dang, these are good characters. What am I doing?
Yeah.
Like God. Anyway, Kento. I don't know why, but I almost accidentally called you Kuroto. Sorry, Kuroto. I mean Kento.
Kentaro, I
Right,
like
right.
your explanations because they always seem like so heartful and emotional, and they make me want to cry. So then I stop listening.
No.
Nice.
Dang.
JK,
I mean-
JK. But I do like your explanations, Kentaro.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Alana.
So skipping Alana.
Who's your
Take it,
uh,
Alana.
Are you
who's
kidding
your
me?
favorite character? in Watch
Alana.
Emu?
I actually have two favorite characters at the moment right now. I still like Emu, and I'm starting to really like Perodo.
Yeah, baby. Oh.
It's because of his character development. I really like his character development. At first, I kind of disliked him, but once the show like went on and on, I started to like him more and more. He's changed. He has a better heart now, I guess. So he loves humanity and all. But for Emu, I really like him because I love characters like him. I love characters who are like have a cheerful personality, who always like saving people, and it's just simple. I really like his type of personality and all. I just love those two a lot. They're just I love. I do have some characters I hate, but I'll talk about them later. I'll talk about them later.
Yeah. How about
Okay.
Alana's about to start beefing with
Right
everyone.
now.
Oh no. Yeah, let's go.
Tell us
Talk
how
about your
Taiga's the
characters.
worst character.
I am
No,
actually
I
going to.
love Lisa.
Marcos.
Love Lisa.
JK, okay?
You hate
No,
Jake.
okay.
What is it, Marcos?
Yeah, he's the worst.
Brody.
Oh my
All
god.
right.
Brody's not the worst.
Right.
What?
No, he's next.
Body. Body.
Okay. Alright. My favorite character in X8 is Kuroto. I just find him to be a really enjoyable character. And just crazy that he went from being this CEO who is secretly the big bad, and then obviously he died and got revived as a bugster, and he just became this funny meme dude who kept claiming he was God. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry, my
No,
But yeah.
it's probably hard to say something because Guns had an essay about Kuroto.
yeah.
I had an
too.
essay about. Yeah, I had a whole essay about him. I went
Overall,
to add on
Kuroto's a good
to-
character.
Yeah, to add on. Yeah, no. People really dislike him about the memes, and people hate him because he was the starters of memes. But at the same time, that was kind of the path he went down to, and that's just Tetsuya going off. I feel like because whatever it may be, Kuroto still has this heart, but it feels like his meme. If you think about it in a different perspective, goes into like a coping mechanism for him. Because as you know, he cares a lot about his talents, and I'm gonna bring this meme up again. But he sent an Emu Anthrax because he was jealous.
Oh my god.
His all the talents offered up there and offered to solve the bugs those. But it's really nice if you think about it in a coping mechanism because, yeah, I feel that we all need like a coping mechanism, whether it's like sad or being a meme is who he is. And even if it might not be like that, just nice to think about it in that perspective.
All I heard was Kuroto sent Emu anthrax.
Yeah. Also, Kuroto is the best suit in the show. Dangerous Zombie. I love
dare
that.
you.
Oh, yeah, the best suit. No,
AJ.
Okay,
AJ.
okay. I was really thinking about this. What I wanted to say. Obviously, from earlier, you can tell my favorite character is Baruto. When I first saw him, I'm like, holy shit, arcade floor jacket man. I want his gender. Over time, as the show went on, as I continued to watch it, watching him go from haha, I'm never gonna die, I don't fear anything, I don't even fear God, to oh god, I can die, this is terrible, oh shit, what is fear, what am I feeling right now? Overall, Pardo's character development made me cry, or at least made me want to cry. Can't remember if I cried or not, but
It was very heartfelt.
yeah, I grew very big emotional attachment to him. And I also called Paruto Emu right away. I'm just like, huh. This man cannot just not be Emu. And I was right. Anyways, yeah, Paruto's my favorite character, but Kiriya is a very close second. I love Kiriya.
To add on to yeah, no. I had rewatched some of X-Ed because I was making an X-Ed, but whoopsie daisy, I kind of fucked up and watched the entirety of X-Ed. But yeah, once I got to that redemption arc with Poad, I really cried. Like most of the end X-Ed really made me cry. And also with Kuroto, with his mother, with Poppy, and the mom memories, and just everyone in general. Like even in the end scene in episode 45 when everyone was saying all the names, really got to me. And Poad being Emu's Luigi, I love him. I would say Poado is like here's my ranking. First place is Kuroto and Kiriya. Second place is everyone else. Except for Lovika. Lovika, I don't know. Masamune in third place. I love him as a villain.
Hey. Wait, I mean...
Morning, Gia.
Yo. Yeah.
Yo. Yeah.
God, I was gonna say Kuroto until two other people did it.
Say Kuroto.
So I'm gonna go with my real choice, Kujo Kiriya.
No.
I seem to have a thing for the characters who are barely on screen.
Like Hiromi.
I hate you. So
Saving that for the revice discussion.
No, it's already happened. I already hate Marcos. My favorite thing, just when I watched the show, this man just had the sauce. He had the drip. He had the swagger that no one else had in the show. He carried himself with this cool ass confidence, even though he was the goofiest writer in the entire show. Like this man was a bike, and other people read on. He couldn't go faster without someone riding him. Like, dude,
please.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh my god!
I didn't mean it like that, Marcos. You take it how you will.
No, I just took it that they wanted to have a good time and went on top of Kiriya, and he.
Yeah.
What?
Isn't there a fact about? Sorry to interrupt, but isn't there a fact about like Kiriya? He can like adjust the comfort of the seat that he has to the writer's preference.
What?
Yeah, this is apparently on Writer Wiki, so take it as you will.
No.
Don't believe on a wiki.
I mean, I believe that.
I mean, I would do that if I was a bike.
All right.
Of course you would.
Anyways, continue, Gia.
No, I wasn't nearly finished.
We'll continue.
When I first watched the show, I was heavily attached to Kiriya because I really like this arc of the guy who doesn't really have anything to do with the plot, but is getting involved anyway, and is strangely the closest one to figuring out what the plot actually is. So that,
This is
not to mention, his actor is so charismatic. He sells the character so much. You can tell he has so much fun with the role. The damn Lennon's, the roundhouse kick. Oh, it's so perfect. And then he died, and I was like, damn, why am I watching this show still?
Christmas.
Yep.
very good.
I honestly did think he was gonna come back, in which apparently he wasn't. But then the show decided he did, and I was happy. And then I kind of got sad again because he didn't really have much to do for the rest of the show until the V Cinema changed that and kind of confirmed Kiriya as my favorite character ever. Because just after he comes back, it's raw. It's so raw. But like, of course, he helps out everyone else. But like, his main goal is to just drag Kuroto to the grave. He does nothing else but just try to beat up Kuroto and kill him. Rightfully so.
Well, it's kind of hard to do something when you're dead for half the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Marcos, why do you do this to me, man?
Because you do it to me.
It's just a fact.
Name
He's just
when.
saying
Name
a
when.
fact.
Right now.
No. I never. I was so nice to you, Marcos. I sent you bread.
Here I was talking about Kiriya, the best character in the show, and you were like, "Oh, but it's so hard." But
What?
he's dead half the time, and I was like, "Why do you do this to me? Like, name one time you do this to me." And you were like, "Right now," and I was like, "Yeah," and then you're like, "Yeah."
Yeah, I like your fantasy, Marcos. But Kiriya is the greatest. Yeah, is the greatest character in the show. He has the most subtle yet greatest arc to me. And Laser Turbo is my favorite suit in the show. I won't take any criticism.
Laser Turbo is so good.
Yes.
Yeah.
To add on, because I can talk about every character. I have two favorite characters. I don't know why I didn't talk about Kiriya. But yeah, no, I relate to Kiriya a lot because even though he has some traumatic scenes before exit, he was so different from the others. Like the others were just like infected by Buster virus or died by Buster virus, but this one was just because of a car crash from the Buster virus,
Kiriya's
and that's really different. Kiriya is
I
awesome.
agree. I really agree.
But yeah, so and I really love how even after that he still keeps like a smile on his face, and even if it's just a match, just a common rattle, just max rattle.
I want to write him.
Kiriya is good.
Marcus.
I love him. He's
Like a bite.
Would you have
What
sex
else?
with
We're
Kiriya?
just goes for this anyway. Okay.
What do you mean like a bike? He is a bike.
Marcos.
Friends,
Not when he's
so
not a bite.
friends,
Marcos.
friends,
Yes.
and go.
Your favorite
We
character.
can get to Lucy back.
Oh, so would it be surprising to you guys that it's only been 40 minutes?
What?
Wow.
Let's go.
Only 40?
Well, that was the XA discussion, guys. Thanks for joining us.
And
No.
we're talking about characters. So there's a lot to like about here.
I have a whole list.
Oh my god.
I'll show you a list. All right, everybody.
Oh,
Top
Oh my
10
God, oh
Marco's
no.
favorite X8 characters.
Oh,
top 10.
10.
Number
Oh,
10
Lord.
through 9. I don't know. Number 1, Poppy.
Oh,
What?
okay.
I did not expect that.
This may be surprising, but Poppy is one of my favorite Kamen Rider characters ever. And most of it's because she's very adorable and very cute and very pink. And I like pink. Very cute. Very adorable. But I also like that she's like... Anyway, that's it. Lucy, next.
Alright.
Jeez.
It's gone for that entire
Jeez.
Anyways, everyone knows that I like Taiga Hania, your favorite
No!
former radiologist. So what I noticed when Also, contrary to popular belief, apparently I didn't like Taiga at first when he first showed up, and then because I thought he was like gonna be evil or whatever, and then I started to slowly like him, and then I watched the Snipe Zero episodes, and I'm just like, oh my god, this is one of the greatest characters ever written.
He was
I mean,
just a
I
little
still
hater.
think there are some flaws with Taiga. Thanks, Yuya Takahashi, but that's besides the point. I noticed with like a lot of people who did not like Taiga at first. This is not because it's just like, oh, I think I'm the reason why, but I just noticed when I started ranting about Taiga, a lot of people started liking Taiga. Like,
Yeah.
I'm just like, am I the reason? Surely not.
You notice they don't like Taiga when they haven't seen the show.
Yeah, they just don't. They either had not seen the show or they just did not like pay attention to Taiga as much because like the other characters are way more likable because you know he's an asshole. So I don't think anyone likes the asshole character. So I'm just like, well, there's
That's
me.
cap. I only like the assholes.
And then like I'm pretty sure like of course there's like the Snipe Zero episode, so like it's somewhat understandable that some people don't like him if they even if like they haven't seen that Zero episode, but like I saw that series, that mini series, and I'm just like, man, he went through hell and back. What I liked was just like, I mean, it kind of is. It's not exactly the same, but it's like in his own way that he was like Hiro, where he had like his own path to like help like cure the bug survivors and everything, and everyone's just like, why are you so mean or whatever. And I'm just like, I'm pretty sure because of like the Snipe Zero episodes, I'm just like, I'm pretty sure he's the way like this way, like he does not mind being hated because at least no one will get in his way to help like get the cure for the bug survivors. At least he can just have no problems, even if there's like obstacles in his way. He's just like, all right, he can just like go alone. But then everyone's just like pushing to just to help, like even if it doesn't seem like they're working together, they're still working together. But like, of course, there's like Emu who really is just like, but we can work together and whatnot. And then like slowly you see like that development, and he's finally like crawling out of like, oh, I don't like, oh, I can do this alone, and then he can actually like trust others. It's because of Kuroto that he lost trust in anyone. But yeah, I like Taiga, but there's like one thing that I don't like that's written about him, but we're saving that for another discussion. Anyways, Trey.
Oh my god.
Okay, good. But yeah, no. To add on, because I was thinking about this. I'm just gonna be adding on. Sorry if I do it too much.
Is it adding on to everybody?
Yeah.
You didn't add on to
Yes.
Poppy.
Marcos, you said three adjectives.
Like I was about to, but like you were just like, yeah, she's pink and adorable. I thought you were gonna say more. I would say both things about Taiga and Poppy. I really love Poppy too. Poppy is so cute. She makes everything so much better, and even she has her own story arcs and how she just so at least okay. So Yuya Takahashi likes to make 01 and XZ. Both are not similar at all, but like people compare them so much. Poppy isn't like is it rogue. She can just only rely on the main character. Poppy relies on not only other characters but also herself, and I really love her for that. Reminds my grandma.
Trey.
And that was Guns, everyone.
Right. I know that this is a very popular choice here, but I would probably have to say Kuroto. Kuroto, yes.
Nobody chose Nico. Cries.
Bro,
Not
Nico
that
wouldn't choose
surprise.
Nico.
But
Not that
for the.
surprised.
I'm pretty sure everyone has already said the encyclopedia of reasons as to why Kuroto is so cool. So I would just say my own reason of just saying I am a really big fan of characters who are incredibly cocky and full of themselves, like to a point where they believe themselves to be God, as Kuroto does, and they have what it takes to completely back it up as well. So it doesn't feel like it's just they're just being a little delusional. I mean, he is kind of a little, but still a little delusional. But it feels like his cockiness is completely warranted in that case. And I think that's honestly one of my favorite kinds of characters when it comes to storytelling.
You know what? I'll add on to that.
I was continuing with. I would say that if it wasn't for Kuroto, I'd probably say Hiro for the same reasons I already presented. But I already like a secondary named Kagami, so we have to pick something else.
Yeah.
We're saving that for another discussion.
If it'll ever happen.
Yes.
Trey, if I could add on to what you said,
Sure.
Kuroto, about like the whole god and cockiness thing. If I did talk about Kuroto, I wanted to talk about how my favorite thing about him was that he was never redeemed, kind of, like at least in the main show, because even when he worked alongside the main characters, and which for some reason when I see tweets about him, I don't think most people understood that he was working with them for goal reasons instead of like moral reasons. No, because he worked alongside them just to kill his dad. Like there was no other reason.
Yeah, I like that. I like when stories make it so that an antagonistic character does work with the main group, but not because I'm actually a good person now, but just because, hey, I want to do something and you guys got to help me do this.
The giant difference between him and another guy with a similar arc, that is Witten Raywers.
Another guy.
Who would that be?
Another guy.
Uh-huh.
No.
Are we talking about?
Ow.
Because the main difference is that one has a scene where he's on his knees begging for forgiveness, and the other doesn't see a reason why he should apologize at all.
Yeah, no, he just like, he's so cocky, and especially in this one episode, it's just like, and he doesn't even want to be forgiven, but like he says this little joke to Kiriya, just like, hey, so I guess we're even now, huh? And then Kiriya just like, yeah, no, bitch.
Also, like, I know a lot of people kind of shit on him for it, but like the comedy with Kuroto is just great. Like the fact that he is after he comes back, he's just a guy that can be taken out in one hit, but talks like the most shit in the entire show. It's so good.
That's why I like him too. It's funny. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bro,
Yeah.
we talked about characters. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that only took
40
me an
minutes.
hour.
That only took
No, it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
What?
We talked about the characters because
Oh,
there's
we're gonna
only
do
much to talk about.
I mean, you're not wrong.
I mean, yeah, not long. Okay, wait. Having a topic to also go on. I know we're doing this
Oh,
going
we're
along
on
thing a
to
lot.
that.
Topic
okay.
2, show superhero Tyson.
Wait.
No.
I want to bring up the best character actually for me. So, her name's Asuna Karino. She's really adorable and cute. And she wears this pink dress. The pink is really cute.
No,
So,
she barely wears the pink one. Mark.
We know,
What's
she's
going
cute.
on?
Poppy. Suguna.
Marcos,
Okay.
what happens when she's not pink, huh?
well,
Oh,
she's always pink. So, take that.
Checkmate.
Sure.
You know what?
So,
Yes.
oh, I was like, can we move on? I have like a whole list of discussion topics.
Wait,
here for an hour.
I have something to talk about.
Yes, go ahead.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So today
Hopefully.
I had a really tough choice between McDonald's and Panda Express.
All right, we're gonna ignore you.
No.
You pick McDonald's because it's sponsored.
Keep listening. Keep listening.
Yeah, it's sponsored by
Yeah, it
Xed.
has to do with
No, wait,
Xade.
no.
Before. What does Panda Express taste like?
It's like
You never
it's
like Panda
Mexican
Express?
Chinese food.
Yeah. Even though we
Mexican,
have,
yeah.
I've never been it.
Welcome to the Canada discussion.
Okay, I'm the only Canadian
Lucy,
in here.
please
okay?
present your next topic.
No, but this
Alright.
actually has to do with Kamen Rider.
Oh my god.
how?
Okay, Lucy.
McDonald's and Panda Express.
Because
I
of
was first in
Panda
command.
Express cash ad.
Lucy, please help. Lucy,
All right.
help.
Anyways,
Go, go,
moving
go.
on. Anyways, we're gonna talk about if we're still on the topic of characters, I want to talk about this one thing that I have an issue with, which is the Genius Gamer N or Nico Saiba. So I think Nico's great. It's just there's like one issue that I had that it's just like
I don't.
why did they not capitalize on this? It's just like, okay, I can see what they were doing with like Nico and Taiga, but it's just like her primary goal was to be Genius Gamer M/Emu. But then, like, after she found out that Emu was, like, not really Genius Gamer M, it was Parado, it was just like, they just scrapped that whole thing. I'm just like, I wish they really, like, continued that whole, like, competitiveness in her.
Alright, hold on.
Yes.
It would have been actually really good writing for her to take on Parado, but at the same time, I'm pretty sure if Nico tried to fight Parad, she would die.
Well, that's not what I
Yes.
was gonna. I wasn't implying that she should like fight as a ride player. I wanted to be like, hey, can we do that like thing where it's like, I don't know, do like a tournament, like an actual game tournament or something, and she can, I don't know, something like
We
that.
should slap
tournament arc?
Parado.
No, at the same. No, okay, but like, I feel like with a thing like that, it would only feel as like payoff or rewarding if they actually like have a fight. Because I feel like it'd just be kind of lame, like just watching it. If the entire season she was just like, I want to beat you up, Parado, and then they just sit down and play Tekken.
I mean, that's fair. Okay,
Yep.
so all right, so okay, I'm gonna take like that idea that you have. I'm not stealing. Or if we're gonna do that, at least I don't know. If there's like a reunion thing or something, please give Nico like her own like Kamen Rider suit that can like be as equal to Kuroto,
You know
so
what?
they can fight.
I always say, like, a character doesn't have to be a Kamen Rider to stand out or be good, but I think Nico deserved being a Kamen Rider.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
like
Nico.
if we're gonna if I wanted to capitalize on like the idea of like Parado and Nico like competing, I would want for that sole reason that. Like, but in general,
Yeah, no,
I wish they had like I'm sorry, like if I'm interrupting anyone, but
No, it's alright. No.
but like I really wish there was like more interaction with Parado and versus Nico, because like that's how she was introduced. She was just like, I want to defeat you. I will get my revenge. And then they just toss it out because they're just like, oh, here's Taiga. You're now obsessed with like being the patient or whatever, helping. Whatever. I'm just like, ugh, you Takahashi. Why?
And Lucy.
Like
And
again.
Lucy.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Beyonce.
Yeah. And Lucy. That's that way. And we get Nico and Forward as besties.
Yes. If not
thank
besties,
you.
at the least more interaction.
I
At
was
least more interaction, yes.
Yes.
I was gonna say, I on paper, I still don't see how it would work in the show, but like just as concept wise in X-Aid, I understand why it's disappointing for it to not happen, because I feel like X-Aid more than any other seasons has the most like dynamics that the writers wouldn't really think about. Because X8 has dynamics between a lot of characters, like Hiro and Taiga, Emu, Kiriya. Like even like the ones that like you always wonder about story wise, like Kuroto and Taiga.
Mm-hmm.
And especially Poppy and Graphite, in which I feel like they should have gone more into.
Yeah, they really
Yeah,
should
no,
have.
definitely.
But that's the thing. They had so many dynamics that I'm pretty sure they kind of just ran out of space to fit everything they probably would have wanted to do.
Yeah, that's fair. I understand that.
One of my biggest issues with X-Aid, and there's an actual obvious critique, not just I hate the suit. The actual critique is that there's just so much missed opportunity in an already big show, because X-Aid has the most side content out of the Kamen Rider franchise.
Too many
It
specials.
still feels like they missed out on a lot of obvious points. Like, I know the Nico and Prado thing obviously should have been done, but for one reason or another, whether it's budget or scheduling or whatever, they just couldn't do certain things. But at the same time, they have like 20,000 movies. They could have done something, explained something, and the novel doesn't count either. It sucks.
I think
Yeah, it really does.
Yeah.
On the topic of like, oh sorry, no. Whoever go first, you go first.
I was gonna say, like on the topic of that, of like all these dynamics that they didn't do, I think that's why Pardo and Poppy is like the most disappointing movie, because I think
It really is.
it should have been any other dynamic aside from those two.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Like, why those two? Like, it could have. We could have gotten
could've,
like Forward and
Bring Graphite back, Graphite Poppy movie.
yeah, bring Graphite back.
Honestly,
Like you did it with Kiriya and Kuroto. You did it with Kuroto more than 100 times. If you can do.
Sorry. I wanted to go back on the topic of the movies. yeah, I highly agree that Prado and Poppy. I'm just like, what is that movie? To be honest,
Bro,
Feels like a
I was actually all for a Poppy Prado relationship, and not necessarily romance, but like an actual like blossoming relationship. I was so for it, and then it was just
disappointment.
Poppy was being tortured. That was so weird and sad.
yeah, no,
Yeah.
I don't know why the movie made it like.
Man,
Why did the movie make it like a plot twist as to like, oh, you're Kuroto's mom?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, no, didn't they already do that?
well, I don't think that was the plot twist. The plot twist was that the girl wanted to bring back the mom.
Yeah, and
Yeah, no,
but
that
it's like the way
that's
that
it.
like they presented it, or like how I just see it. It's just like it's like they think that we didn't know that before. At least
there was
that's
a whole episode dedicated to that in the show. That's so
some
weird.
people.
Yeah, a whole episode.
It's like, to quickly summarize my thoughts on Peridot and Poppy, it is the least entertaining of the Etsy trilogy movies. It just felt, how dare you? It felt very, it felt more like a Peridot movie than a Poppy movie, and Poppy was just kind of there for extra baggage, and there was so much, like, fetish fuel and stuff, and just certain points where it's like, this really did not need to be put in here.
Kamen Rider X8, another ending trilogy, Peridot featuring Poppy.
Unfortunately, it's because writer girls have this unfortunate track record, and they don't sell toys. So I understand, but at the same time, it's a V cinema. They can literally do what they want. I think Poppy should have had more of a focus.
Yeah, she should have gotten a power up too. Like, I kind of wish there was
Yeah, no, like
in terms of suits.
So speaking,
Or
of
like,
this
why not make another Poppy?
There was this really cute like fan made Poppy power up where she had like this wedding dress, and it was like pink, and it was like some sort of a like Tokimeki wedding or something like that, and it was so cute. And I wish she had some kind of power up.
What I like mostly about the first two V cinemas is that they didn't really introduce a new forms, or at least Brave and Stipe. They just kind of like relied on something else and like on the impact of that instead, like Taiga becoming Kronos
again.
I still have my flaws with Brave and Stipe.
But like the impact of that is actually, I actually think it was a good moment because like he actually stops time.
Yeah,
he actually stopped.
But I have like other issues with like the first V cinema. It's just like, because I also like read a translation of an interview with Yuya Takahashi. I'm just like, there's no way that anyone saw this and was just like, yeah, I think that's what, like, I can get what the Yuya Takahashi was going for. I'm just like, no, this is not right. For one, he was trying to make Taiga and Nico lovers with the whole like Tokyo, like Lovica, like that's why he's there. Because like that was the intent that Takahashi wanted. I'm just like, this is not right. Because like Taiga acts too much. Taiga acts too much like a family figure or something in Nico's life.
Yeah, father figure.
And like the way that I don't know if Ukyo Matsumoto like was doing like what Takahashi wanted, but the way that he presented Taiga in this movie, it's like it looked like he did not care about like being jealous of like Luke Kidman, man, what a name!
Yeah.
What a name! But like, yeah,
it sounds like a Sega mascot.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
it does.
But like Alex Kidd versus Luke Kidman.
Oh my gosh!
Death battle.
But like the way that like he was like acting, it just didn't seem like he cared about like winning over Nico or whatever. He was just like, I just need to get my job done as a doctor, and that's it. And then like that whole like narrative of him being jealous is just thrown out the window. Thank God, but like the novel apparently continues that like trope between Taiga and Nico, and just like this is awful, god awful.
It's like
the thing I like. Oh, go ahead, Gunter.
Add on to that, it's like, I don't know why people ship Taiga and Nico. It's like a very disturbing ship to me, knowing that Nico is like 18 and Taiga's like, God, is Taiga like 29 in the beginning
of
that?
He's 29 during the
It's like, do two characters with a bond like that have to be in love in order to have like a good bond? No, they don't, and it just feels so insulting to both characters. They do not need to be a couple, and for anyone who ships them, good for you, I guess, but I'm not for it.
On the list.
You cannot be friends if you.
I just want.
Yeah.
I'd like to add on again.
Icky Karaki.
You know what?
Dealing with the devil. Okay.
Ew.
Ew. Yeah, but yeah, adding on, just talking about these characters, you can see how much difference in them. But as we said, how just together as a team they are. Even if they're not literally together as a team, how they form this bond together with everyone, it just makes X said better. Even if the story isn't as good, and even if some parts may get boring with like Masamune, just being the main villain, it's still really good because even Masamune, like he's very different, and he's literally not like Kuroto at all. He's very like a chilled down Kuroto. He does have his Kuroto moment, like a father and son moment where they're both crazy, but like he's more chilled down. But yeah, everyone is so different.
That's the thing I think with Masamune in the V cinemas, because like in the show, I feel like honestly Masamune is a tiny bit boring. But in the V cinemas, they give him so much personality. Like I like the fact that before he was Kronos, before Dan was born, he was like actually just a normal guy, a happy fellow.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
he was just a happy guy with his wife, and then Kuroto had to
Be
yeah,
born.
no, he was Kuroto. Yeah, and then that, yeah, be born. It sounds so wrong, but like that's Masamune character. Someone.
They gave Waits like the most harshest line in Writer of just
Yeah.
like, Masamune telling his son, "No, I shouldn't have been born. I should have never.
Yeah,
I should have never
That's
did
so-
the deed."
so rude of him. But yes, that's what makes Masamune like better. And it's really heartfelt. It's really like nice too, because it's not nice, but like kind of like for those who are having also family issues. We're not talking about Genoms. Look, I love the hug scene.
No,
I
I was
love
about
the
to
hug
say
scene.
because like
I love the hug.
it led to the one of two good things that 01 had.
Yeah. God, I love Genoms, but part two was so crazy. I did not understand. I probably have to watch it a second time to understand. But yeah, it is. The Masamune and Kuroto's relationship has very like, and everyone's relationship because everyone was against Masamune too because he was like final boss and stuff. In the men show, of course, because we haven't even talked about True Ending, which I'm surprised because there was also that one guy who loved Japanese but didn't actually.
Game Days or
No,
Johnny
yeah,
Maxwell?
yeah, John guy.
Funny boy.
Friend Lucy.
Hi.
I want to bring it back to Raven Snipe because I want to say the thing I'm most disappointed about.
Yes.
Because
I had another thing, but you go first.
The main show always like built up this thing between Taiga and Hiro about like both of their bonds to Saki, and like both of them as like how they see each other as doctors and as like kind of rivals almost. And I think the main thing above all that I think I wanted to see in the movie is just the culmination of their clashing ideals. And then it led to a 30-second fight.
Oh my gosh, that fight was so
Wow.
pointless.
It was. I had the fat. Why did they even have the fat?
It was
30
so
seconds.
short.
I
feel like a fight should honestly have been like just a chunk of the movie.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like, not only did I not like the fight, but there's like one thing that I had an issue with Taiga, where so in like the show, you can see like his growth in trusting others, especially when it came to Nico helping him, like giving that push and like helping him trust everyone else. And then in the movie, that just reverses. Like he was like, "No, everyone back off. I'm gonna solve this because it's my responsibility." But it's just like Asuna, Hiro, Nico, they all just wanted to be like, "No, we can help you. You don't have to do this alone." And yet he still was stubborn because I was like, I was so happy when he's like, "Oh yeah, you can start trusting people," and then that all reverses, and I'm just like, this movie, none of the trilogy movies should have been a thing. I mean, I guess Gen vs. Laser is fine, but it's like Poppy and Parado and Craven Snipe. I think some of them should have been just like, no.
My personal opinion, as much as I absolutely love Ganon and Laser, it felt like another fitting ending to Etsy, and it made me bawl my eyes out. It appears to me that Yuya Takahashi has a problem writing good V cinemas. Looking at you, 01.
Yes, very much so. As much as I like Ganon vs. Lazo, that that was probably like his best walk. In all, I also love the production walk where Masamune gets thrown into the moon by Kuroto.
Oh my god.
like you use up some seconds of this film just to have Kuroto smash a huge moon at his own father. Which
Yeah.
again, was something I really love about Masamune and Kuroto's like father-son relationship. It's just how Masamune really like would change because of him, and how Kuroto would change because of Masamune.
It's that time again. Marcos's monthly rant about Kamen Rider being too long. So I think a lot of the issues could have been solved if X8 it was already a lot shorter than usual, but if it was even more shorter, then it would have been a lot more focused, and we would have.
This is why Garo is best tokusatsu, but that's for another discussion.
F you, Garo is
Another
not.
discussion.
We're gonna fight on this.
God.
Yeah,
Never
all
thought
right,
I'd hear
let's
the
do
groans.
it. Like in the rain, and I'm Kuroto, and you're like laser.
Thing.
Oh my god.
And I would be
Oh
like,
no.
Lucy,
Oh no.
this is our final battle, and you're gonna be like, no, and then you're gonna put me in a gamer driver.
I would just walk away.
And
I would just walk away.
Do a cool walk.
so yeah,
God.
I think Kamen Rider should be shorter, and X8 was a big sign of that. As much as I love the Chronos half of it and the fight against him, it definitely could have been cut by like 5 episodes, maybe even 10 if you want to cut out a lot of the Chronos
much.
stuff.
Booyah.
Not cap for once, Marco, saying the correct thing.
Hey, I'm just saying, I really like X8, but it goes on for a little too long.
Yeah, after
Yeah.
he gets hyper he's just like, damn, why is Kronos sorting at all?
Exactly. And like the game day is Chronos, and like the movie not game day is Chronos, and like the V Cinema stuff is just so weird and shouldn't be there. And Poppy's still really cute, but she isn't given like all the praise she deserves. Like, come on, you know?
Nico just exists. Like,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Can I say one thing about your ending?
Hello.
Hello, Trey.
Um,
Speaking of that, I'm just like, all right, we need the people who have already talked like so much. We need everyone else that has not like spoken a lot to speak up. You don't have
Can I
to,
say
but like,
one thing
you
about
deserve
your
spotlight.
ending?
Which is random. Trey.
Yeah, Marcos.
Oh no.
Yeah, Ketcher, what were you saying?
I wanted to say one thing about your ending. I wish I could remember his. I don't know if this is his entire name. Isn't his name Nagumo Kanimori?
Fuma?
I'm probably
Yeah,
messing
call
up the
him Fuma.
last name. Stan Fuma. Fuma should have been in the show. He's one of the best characters in that state.
That reminds me of like the team henshin they had in the rain, and like I remember seeing someone on Twitter just pointing out there's clearly an open spot for Fuba to be there.
Yeah, no, like Uma could have been in there, but he was with his daughter.
He was the antagonist.
Now, honestly, if
He
it was
wasn't
me, I would have abandoned my daughter to go henshin, like TBH.
Ew, I see how it is.
Hey, just leave your daughter for here. Just like, okay, daughter, see you. I'm gonna go henshin with the boss right now.
Hojo Emu needs me.
Wow.
No,
Hold your
the boys.
The Gamos need me. This is my laugh daughter. I'm sorry. Maybe one day you can be a Kamen Rider too. Now it's time for me to henshin.
You don't die.
I
You
also
die.
love that the solution for the plot in that movie is Dan was just like, Emu, VR.
I'm pretty sure this movie was also like a promotional for the PlayStation VR, so there's that.
Oh, yeah.
Wait. No, the PSVR 2 is coming. Can that be in the revised like
Oh
summer
my
movie?
gosh. Do you guys remember that an X8 app was released or game was released for the PSVR when that came
Yeah.
out?
What?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wasn't it
no,
in
that's
the
what I
trailer you could watch in VR?
You can watch
Yeah,
Fuma
no.
and X8 fight.
Yeah.
I watched the whole entire X-Tech cast play the games on VR.
Yeah.
I think there's an interview with them, like Taiga, Hiro, Emu, Poppy, and Kuroto. They were all playing like a VR game together in an interview.
Yeah, I watched an interview. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it was really good.
You know,
I loved it.
you know a side character that had so much potential to be more than just comic relief?
Oh boy. Burgermon.
It was Marcos. Yeah. Hiro's dad.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Hiro's
Yeah.
dad had so much potential in the entire show to be like
True.
maybe actually important, like at all.
Mhm.
I remember vaguely that when I first watched X8, I really did not like him. I found him to be just incredibly annoying more than anything
Like I
else.
wish he was a part of. I wish he was a part of
Yeah.
Heroes. I wish he was part of like Heroes arc more, or like just did more with any of the characters.
Forgot Hiro had a dad.
Isn't like
I
Hero's
think,
dad
like
Granted, most writers don't, so
seeing like how they put, and all he was just a tiny push for Hiro. That's it.
Yeah, no,
and
he
like
was.
that, like the one comment he said to Nico when he was doing the surgery on Taiga.
Yeah.
It was just that. I'm just like they
I
could
love
have.
every. Yeah, no, Hero's dad.
Secondary
Could have
writer dads are they just one-time villains or comic relief?
Yeah.
like Hero's dad, like one of the only good dads in Kamen Rider who doesn't want to
Yeah, or
beat
the
their son
only
up.
good dad in Colorado. Except for, Buster.
Oh yeah, Buster.
No smart father brings their kid into battle.
Oh, yeah.
I remember one of the hardest lines ever read out in Kamen Rider, and that's when Parado is looking over. Emu and Parado are looking over at all like the right players and are like fighting each other and disappearing, and then Parado's like, "No, Emu, this isn't a game where Kamen Rider Chronicle where you defeat us. It's where the bugsters defeat people." And Emu's like, "No, don't do that." I thought that was really cool.
That was the hardest line.
Yeah.
The hardest line in the show is when Hiro Kagami, a doctor, a man who saves people, goes to Masamune and calls him a fucking disease.
No, the hardest line to come in X-Ed was, I am God.
I thought one of the hardest lines in that say was when Emu had enough of Parado's crap. And then he like literally he wanted to kill him.
The hardest line was "Goodbye, Parado."
Goodbye, Parado. No, the hardest line was, does the crystals in your heart still shine? Or was it, I don't know. Kuroto says something about crystals. I really love when he says things about crystals.
I like the part where Puppy flicks Emu in the head and Emu like falls back really hard. That was like a light flick. That was really.
No, the hardest line in the show is Nico going, I'm mad at Emu because he beat me in a video game.
He beat me at Tekken.
I hope he gets hard now.
No, y'all don't know what the hardest line is. The hardest line is, Hojo Emu. Nazi Kimi got henchida.
Oh my god.
You did that great, Gun. That was great.
Thank you.
Oh wait, I just realized we've been talking more about the specials and movies when that's what I didn't want to happen.
When you also wanted specifically Go Superhero Tyson if we were talking about specials, but we didn't even talk about that.
In charge.
Kamen Rider X8 episode 17.
Is that what's
17?
I don't know. I just threw a dart at a board.
No, Kuroto
Not me going to the writer wiki. You didn't remember.
If that's Bergamot, that's hella lucky.
And I think Bergamon's like 14, 13, somewhere around there.
I feel like it's 17.
Bergamon's at 17.
Let's go!
Oh, nice.
We haven't even talked about the final stage, which Kento watched today.
Oh man,
Hey,
I haven't
wait,
seen it.
wait,
I haven't seen it either.
we should.
We're talking
haven't
about the
seen it.
stage show.
Wait, before we do that, we should probably talk about the main character in X-Aid, Poppy.
And, oh,
Poppy?
Alright,
I love
goodbye.
Poppy.
I agree.
Are you kidding me?
I want to
looks
give
really
a take.
cute.
Oh
I
my
want to give
God.
a
You want to
take
go and check
about
with
the
Poppy?
main character.
Yes.
Oh.
Bro, compared to literally everyone else in this show, Emu's the most boring motherfucker in the cast.
No.
I can't cap.
I mean, he's not entirely wrong.
I can't cap.
I mean, you're not incorrect.
He's not wrong, but he shouldn't say it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no.
Emu's the most boring character in the show.
I think that's only in comparison since everybody has like this whole like 40
Bro.
episode long arc and Emu's
Yeah.
just there.
Marcos,
It's a comparative thing.
Marcos, even another Emu is more interesting than Emu.
man.
Fuck is another
Oh my God.
Gio?
So I will admit Emu isn't like anywhere near like my top 5 or top 10 protagonists, but he isn't bad because at the very least he's not Wataru from Kiva, and that's enough for me.
What did I
I
miss?
think
Yeah.
I think
I mean,
it could
you
have been
killed
done
Yar.
with Emu more.
Kiva
I think it could
slander.
have been
The slander and
Emu
Emu
more.
slander.
Yeah.
Hiroki is such a fantastic actor, and I
He
loved
is.
how he portrayed Emu in the movies, where he started to show off more of Emu's anger and how much he just really wants to do what's right. I think more could have been done with Emu to the point where he was allowed to get angry more, get frustrated more, and kind of just have doubts about what he's doing and have frustrations at all the
I'm
devastating events going on with other characters and things like that. He should have been allowed to show more. As much as I love Emu, he should have been allowed to have more personality in a sense.
Yes.
I mean, I gotta give him. Oh, go ahead, Ball.
Kentro,
Yes.
when you say movies, are you talking about the same movies where all he did was get shot?
No, I'm talking like
Oh,
yeah, I should
come
be specific.
Oh my
Um,
god, not that.
Heisei. I'm trying to remember which Heisei gen. I think it was Heisei Generations. It was either Final or with Ghost.
Pretty sure
I can't remember the specific moments.
I can remember.
I'm not even gonna try to remember.
You can specify.
I was gonna say the one thing Emu has going on for me that keeps him as a decent main raider in my heart is that he's not Tomo Kamiyama. Thank you.
Oh,
At least Emu has actual drip.
Like Tomo.
Hey,
Yeah.
yeah,
No,
at least
no. Emu is the type of guy to wear cargo shorts and the Legend of Zelda shirt. Like you
I'm
can't even.
down. He's my favorite because of that now.
Emu would be that type of person, but also with Powato. He would also match like video game characters with Powato,
Sorry,
like Mario and
guys.
Luigi.
I'm about to be that person and say something dumb like Emu is like that because he's supposed to be a blankish slate for us, like in an actual video game.
Yeah, no, wait. I was about to say no. That
Didn't
is
know
a
you were
type of
pulling it
character
undertale.
arc. It's a type of
Yeah.
arc called the static character, usually named for the main character, and the goal of that is usually so everyone else can develop because of him.
F you.
Just like Luffy in One Piece.
Hey, Luffy has a character.
I didn't know you were a One Piece fan, Marcos.
I read one chapter and he has a character.
Am I allowed to have one mean Kentaro moment?
Go ahead.
Maybe.
Oh boy, I'm sorry, but at least I'm sorry, but I'm also not. At least Emu Hojo is a better main character than Naruto is.
That's not saying
Always
much. You set the standard really low.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or is really cool.
Yeah, at least
I know,
At least
but it's
Tomo
like
can be what toy.
it's like a quick thing, just like a very quick thing. I feel like even if Emu could have had more done with his character, his progression felt natural and fitting for Etsy, where with 0-1, I did really like Aruto at the start, but towards the end of the show, I kind of don't like him. The choices that were taken with his dream and stuff like that, like, that's my rant for the day.
Yeah. Me. Because I guess we kind of broke the circle. No, but it's alright. Emu is I don't know. Look, okay. Right now, because I haven't seen Exit in a while. I don't know how I feel about him right now. In the first one, I really loved Emu. He was my favorite. I guess first watching Exit, I guess everyone first favorite was Emu during the start. Right now, how I feel about Emu, he's a good man rider, but there's other good man riders out there. But as Emu, I honestly feel like he really needs to, as Kento would say, have something that makes him totally different, because he's
Something unique.
so much. Yeah, something unique. He's so much like the other characters that the characters need to project onto Emu.
But
to,
guns. He's clumsy. He hurts his nose sometimes. Huh? Is
But
that...
those are only for kids. Those are only.
You know what? Now that I brought it up, now holy shit, maybe I think I'm starting to see Emu in a different light. He like hear it now. Like my perspective is changing.
Yo.
To bring up what I said earlier about like the static character, those main characters are never really bad. They can be bad sometimes by being boring, but if they're done right, they're like a moral compass for the rest of the cast to kind of use, even if they don't do much themselves. A perfect example is Hajime from Gatchaman Crowds. I love Hajime. And now that I'm starting to think about it, and if that's the goal of a main character, then I think Emu actually really succeeds at that because thinking about everyone's character arc, even Dan's, even if he's still a villain at the end of the day, Emu is mainly the reason everyone kind of gets to where they are at the end. Like if the show did, as much as Emu kind of is personalityless, if he wasn't in the show, no one could really develop. So he works as like he works as like the sun in the cast, shining light onto everyone, even if that means he just kind of stands there.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
like he is. Like this is exact. Oh, sorry, Kento, but like.
That's why I like Emu so much, and one of the things that also has annoyed me with Kamen Rider fans, and this seems to be a running thing, where it's like they always think the protagonist is like the man, I hate saying this, the Uwu baby, and all there is to the characters is just being all sweet and clumsy and things like that, and it's like it's insulting to Emu's character. Like the novel to Etsy is something else, but what Emu went through to be the person that he is today,
about
like,
giving birth.
There's like a line that I want to say. I'm not sure if I can say it for this recording.
Oh.
Marcos could censor it. Go ahead.
I'm trying to say I'll censor it.
These are men with a penis and balls.
It's like
I will be back.
I never expected friend Lucy to say that. I may need to take a breather.
Yeah, no.
Betrayal.
You know, main characters are such a spectacle because they can really be anything the writer wants. Like, of course, they could be like the most complex and developed character in the show, or they could serve as like a spectacle for the viewers to kind of place themselves in, as like a like a slate, like Link and stuff. Or they could be again the moral compass for everyone else to improve. And Emu is a good, I guess, version of the third one of like. He gives a lot of variety to all the main writers we have.
I mean, like, to add on to it, I feel like he's kind of a mix of the second one and third one, because as we said, he's literally like us. We have our envy moments. He's a Gamo, we're all Gamos, and we have that one passion. We have at least this one passion to go through. So he sets himself up as this compass for everyone to go project on, because Kuroto said he's the shining crystal, shining his light on everyone, but also not just the characters, but also outside of the TV.
Can I ask you something? I might have a read here. Just for you, I think low-key, I think Emu reminds me of Shinji, just a bit of a different case.
Oh, let's go!
Yeah.
I mean, Shinji's a bit weird because it's not like he helps everyone else improve, it's more like he tries to help everyone, and then everyone's just like, fuck you. We hate you. And then Ren's like, maybe you're okay.
Yeah.
But like now thinking about that, like all the different types of main characters kind of makes me sad. Because of course the Toku fandom is just going to be like, if they're not the most well-written character there, they suck.
I mean, that's me right there.
Pretty much.
Well,
I mean, it happens to characters like Tendo.
If this character isn't written like I want them to be, they are bad.
Yep.
That's pretty much what most of the Toku fandom's like.
This character is written by Sam Raimi.
This character isn't a special sweet. If this character isn't a special sweet little man, I will not like him.
So
this character isn't good. You just think he's cute.
Some issues that I'm seeing come from Emu is that like a lot of his personality is outside of the main show, which one of you brought up, which is like why? I want to watch the main show, not the 10 movies. But the other issue here is that when you guys are saying that he's like the sun and he helps out like people, like the people around him, You see, that's a big criticism, or that's one thing I hear about Kyoryuger, a Super Sentai show that's super popular.
I've
But a lot
seen
of
it.
people say that King, the main red, has a huge focus compared to the five other people on his team. And if you say that about Emu, well, see, here's the thing: King has an obvious personality that is in a cardboard box. So
That's the thing. That's the thing. I never said Emu was a good version of this. Like again, if you want to see a good, if you want to see a good version, go watch Gotcha Man Crowds. It's amazing. But he still kind of succeeds at the like letting other people develop part. So he does like 60% of his job.
Yeah, I feel like Emu as a main character really sets him up as something else as the definition of man wado. Because obviously, like Hajime from Gotcha Crowd, who's like the better version of the campus. But it's still that example of it. It's not good, but at least it's decent to call him a man wado.
To call back to what Kentaro said, at least I could have this moment, like literally during the discussion, where I see Emu in a different light. I still don't know what Aruto is as a protagonist.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's like, Naruto has good things about him, and I really like his actor, but it really just rubbed me the wrong way where it betrayed his whole thing about the whole believing Humagears and working together in order to unite humanity and Humagear. Like, I don't hate Naruto, but where his character went throughout the rest of Zero One, I just didn't like it. That's why I'm more...
I just don't know what kind of protagonist he's supposed to be. Like, is he supposed to help everyone else develop? Is he supposed to be part of the plot himself? Is he...
He had such good potential, but that potential just immediately gets sidelined. That's why I like even though I have some issues with his character, that's why I like Fua more as a protagonist. Well, not a protagonist, well, he is one, but as a character.
Yeah, but like, Naruto as a, like, his version at the start feels like, honestly, he's taking the spotlight. He's not helping everyone else out to grow as a character, but he's his own main character, but that kind of fell, and now we don't know what type of main character he's supposed to be.
Lucy?
Yes?
What do you think about Emu? I feel like I haven't heard you talk about Emu.
Oh my gosh, everyone's gonna be like, oh, the reason why you don't have a lot to talk about with Emu is because you're always asphyxiated on Taiga. I mean, that's right, but
it'd be really funny if you just didn't have anything to say about Emu.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I guess, like, the only thing that I liked about Emu, I mean, like, in general, I do like him, but not as much as, like, the other characters, because I guess there's, like, more to them than Emu. And I guess I just don't like how he's written in, like, the other stuff, like the novel, but, like, who cares about the novel, to be honest? I liked his, like, growth. Like, cause, like, he was, like, cause, like, everyone's just telling him, you can't just, like, rely on, like, other people or, like, trust other people so easily. And then he eventually is just like, alright, I need to, like, stand up for myself. That's all I have to say about Emu.
Wow.
That's a lot less than I thought you would say.
Yeah. Roland, how do you think about Emu as a main character?
How do you think about him?
He exists. I acknowledge his existence.
Legit.
Do you think Hiro's the main character of X8?
Yes.
I mean, see, X8's interesting because yes, Emu is the main writer, but can we really call it his story?
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I don't have a lot to talk about with Emu because, like, it seems like everyone else's story is, like, the main point of, like, how all this is happening. I mean, other than, like, Emu was, like, the first Bugster patient, but what else?
Like, I know he's a driving force for the story, and he has his development. I'm not going to say he's a flat character or he doesn't change at all. He grows a lot, and he matures. But comparatively speaking to the rest of the cast and his role in the story, there's not much to him. He has his moments that make him good and make me like him. But as for talking about him, I got little to nothing.
I'm gonna put my foot down because I don't really see it, Ball, and explain to me, how does Emu change?
I'd say he changes in sense of his maturity. Like when he starts out, he's just like, yeah, I'm gonna make people smile, and I'm gonna be like this great person, and I'm gonna help everyone, and like that. He doesn't lose himself. Like, he still continues wanting to help people and wanting to, make the world a better place. But he sort of has to grow up and mature and realize, things aren't always good. There are going to be moments where I have to I have to be realistic. I can't keep this incredibly positive outlook. And I think that kind of like the main culmination of it is definitely in his arc with Paruto and the fact that he commits murder as a doctor, which goes against everything he should believe in.
Yeah, no, it's really nice. Adding on to that, yeah, no, Emu got in maturity. It feels like in the first part he just wanted to, like that was his passion, because this show sets the main character like every common writer should. But then it changes him into why he wants to be, why he did this, and how he became a better doctor because of it. Like he went through a lot of trials, being like not saving everyone. Because Kuroto, again back to Kuroto, he says to Emu, "Hey, you cannot save everyone. I'm sorry, but people have to die some way." And then seeing Emu being so angry at Kuroto and Fuad, no, just Kuroto, because Fuad didn't do anything with that. Being so mad about how Kuroto plays with laughs, how he brings them back, how he destroys them. Even the same with Masamune. Like Emu has so much head for that, and we can see mature throughout XZ as how much he cannot save people, but as much as he could because of bringing these people back and his ego. And that's what I really like about the last episode about XZ. It really sets up his maturity, and it gives him a lot actually because of his speech and how much the others mean to him, and how much characters outside, even the ones who are dead. Emu is still. I hope he's growing a lot. I hope he's still like in his growth of becoming a doctor. But yeah, I really agree that it's really where he lies in maturity. In XZ and his growth.
Emu killed a man. He should lose his license.
Oh my god!
No, Marcos.
Wow.
Hey, what's up?
Hi, Marcos. How are you doing? Did you kill a man?
Only on Wednesdays.
Only on Wednesday.
All right, I have a question for
Only
everyone.
on Wednesday.
Oh, yes.
I have a question for everyone here. Who can describe to me in the most clear and concise way what the fuck happened in this show? Like, what is the story? What is the goal? What is the plot?
A lot.
Let me just log out.
You know what, guys? I'm so proud of all of us that we all just didn't like start yelling at Gia about what the plot was, because there is no plot.
Yeah.
Okay,
No.
so
Things. I'm sorry.
sorry. So I was watching this for History of Kamen Rider Xade. I realized things kind of just happened. Like the only main story thing that I can think of is like Emu being patient zero, then finding out the mystery surrounding it, and then Masamune comes out and he's like, "Hey, what's up?"
Money.
Yeah.
That just reminds me of something that I wanted to make a reference to, but that I feel like I'm gonna get everyone angry at me for a take here. But I'm gonna say it regardless because I like doing that. So, there's this comedian YouTube group called RDC World, right? And they had a discussion about new cartoons and old cartoons. And a phrase one of them said reminded me perfectly of what X8 is to me.
Oh my god, I think I remember you bringing this up before.
You see, basically, what he said is, ain't nothing really happening. Shit just happens every episode with a trash theme song. That's it. That's it.
Wow.
We're finally there, huh? Finally.
X8 is one of the worst writer openings I've ever heard in my life.
Hey, so you know how people are always like, "Wow, Be the One isn't a Kamen Rider theme." I'm like, X8 seriously isn't a Kamen Rider theme. This does not make me want to go, hell yeah, Kamen Rider. It makes me want to go, I'm going to bed.
Same.
Kamen Rider.
It makes me feel like I'm waiting for the show to start airing in my totally legal streaming of Kamen Rider shows.
Maybe
it's on
like
HBO Max. Remember?
For real, yeah, guy.
Maybe I like its site because I kind of have a bit of a Miura bias, and I really like his voice and what he offered with that song, and I really like the lyrics of it. But maybe Etsy could have used the second opening or two, because I don't know. Because now you bring it up, I'm starting to wonder if Etsy fits for all of Etsy.
At least it's not Live Devil.
So I actually liked Miura before he was on X8, before the X8 theme. I liked him a lot. Like, he has a lot of really cool singles, and he choreographs a lot of his own dances too, which is poggers. But like, X8 is just so boring to me. Like, you know the episode when Dan Kuroto is like on his knees, like about to be defeated, and he's like, "Emu Hojo, you're patient 0. You're infected with the bugster virus," and then the theme plays.
The techno screeching against your eardrum.
Jeez, like
just yeah, it reminds
There's
me of
that,
the
and then there's like Saber having an ending dance.
Yeah,
with the most tragic scenes ever.
Imagine an ending dance after episode 12 when Kiriya
live in Amazon.
Sing and dance with us after the show.
Remember that time in Build where Utsumi pledged his loyalty to Evolto and snapped that cane, and then he was going to transform into Mad Rogue, and then be the one play? That was weird.
Remember when I was a Kamen Rider theme song?
Okay, bye.
Yeah. Was that on purpose or was that on accident?
It was purpose.
Man.
Yes.
There's always like stuff with like the electronic like music theme songs, in which I always prefer the music themes for the season,
right?
The movie themes and stuff. Because Life is Beautiful is infinitely a better song than Excite.
It's so sad.
Yeah, no, that's
such
beautiful.
a good song.
Life is Beautiful is one of my favorite Kamen Rider movie themes ever, but like, yeah, I think it should have been in the show. Like, it would have fit perfectly as an actual ending for the show. And I'm sorry, I'm just one of those Excite haters. I think anything would have been so much better.
It's so weird for me because I hate Excite, but I love Be the One.
And then there's Kentaro with the opinion of not liking Be the One at all.
You know what?
Correction. I love Be the One as a song, but I am in the ground that I don't find it fitting for Build.
What does that even mean?
Yeah, what does that mean, bro?
Wait,
you don't like it.
Move on.
Oh my god.
So
the writer opening discussion, 5 hours.
Okay,
I think
I have.
Oh, go ahead.
Can we do one more topic? I think this will set the standard on songs. Favorite exit insult song.
Boom, 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 boom.
I was just about to bring that up, in that X8 has a lot of really good music, but a lot of people point out that the sad music theme is shown a lot.
Sad music theme.
I'm gonna admit I've cried to it before.
It's like the piano like song that plays whenever like something like sad happens.
Oh, you
whenever sad is the piano song.
I want that to play like during any sad moment of my life. Like if I trip one day,
I want that to play at my funeral.
That's just the sad Naruto music times 2.
Yeah, also was saying that Witch in the Dark is my favorite. I love Witch in the Dark because of how much it describes Kuroto. It's like his insulting theme. And it's kind of sucky that Masamune sang that instead of Tetsuya.
I love Wish in the Dark, but I'm kind of in the opinion that like all of the show themes are kind of beaten out by one insert theme from the movies, and that's Battle Game.
Oh,
yeah,
that's so good.
I love
Battle
Battle
Game
Game way more than any of the show insert themes.
I like that song, and then I also like Real Heart from the only good thing about the Kuroto and Poppy movie is Real Heart.
Oh yeah, I love those.
I just want to say, go ahead.
Yeah, no, you can go.
I just want to say my favorite X8 songs from Gem Laser, Believer.
Believer is so good. Yes.
Okay.
I used to be like the only one I was left at school when everyone else would leave, and I'd listen to that. Perfect.
Gambit is such a good song.
I feel like
Also-
most of the songs, I feel like X8 would have been saved in terms of songs if like like more of the characters sang. Like, isn't that just me?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
It's like a lot of like the
Evil Dead.
actors. A lot of the actors can sing really well, and I'm just like, why didn't you take advantage of this?
Bro, I love when Gem vs. Laser ended and then the credits started playing and like Imagine Dragons was there, like
Oh my
Imagine
believer.
So,
Believer.
I think
I'm going to kill
Lonely
you.
Soldier is another really good song, but I don't
Wait,
want to keep bragging.
I want you to
Fellow
repeat that
Soldier?
title again.
Is Lonely Soldier?
It's Fellow
Only Soldier's a
Soldier.
Ryuki song.
Oh, well, see, that's the issue. I hate Ryuki. Okay.
No, you're not doing
All the
that.
Ryuki fans in the
No.
comments are
I'm
about to go
JK.
wild.
No, the Ryuki fan right here.
So
Me.
Fellow Soldier is another really good song, and I don't mean to keep like ragging on the main show, but a lot of this music would have been really good in the main show.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Yeah.
think another good song. No, wait, Trey, were you going? Give up first.
I feel like the more and more I'm starting to think about X8, I've realized that a lot of the really cool stuff that happens with it happens in side content, not in the main show.
Yeah.
Rather
like-
than being in. Like, you were just speaking about music, for example, and how it should have been in the main show. Like, yeah, things sort of like that. I've noticed a lot of it.
Bum, 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 bum.
Another good insert song is a Real Game
Yeah.
for Auto's theme.
Yes.
I,
Oh,
Um,
never
I think
mind.
my
But like going off of what Trey said,
Marcos is thinking about
like-
people good.
like a lot of like the
Yeah, it
good
was.
stuff that happens outside of like X8 main season, it's just all shoved away. Like the whole thing about like Emu, like why I can't really pinpoint like what I like about him or what I dislike about him is like I think seeing like translations of like right now it's being translated the Mighty Novel X, like a lot of his like backstory stuff is in that book. Like the only thing you get in the main show is just, oh, he was the first Bugster patient or whatever. But apparently in the book it goes
Got hit
more.
by a car.
Yeah, or
One.
there's like something in the novel where it says something about his dad.
Do you know
Yeah.
if the book's also written by Yuya Takahashi?
I
It is.
believe so. Yes.
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah, then why isn't that in the show? Like, Emma would have been a really cool protagonist if. Never mind. That's
That happened, yeah.
probably wrong to say.
Don't worry, he forgot how to write by 01.
Excuse you, but 01 is a masterpiece. I will not accept
No, it is
this one.
debatable.
That is very debatable.
It's
Top your nail.
super debatable.
Colin is
This
just
is
like
where we ban
slams
Marcos,
hand
right?
down on the table. All right, I'm about to prove you wrong.
Objection!
But yeah, that's my thoughts on like why I can't really pinpoint like Emu as a character because all of that is just shoved into a book.
I have to say something because now that I got reminded about it. As much as we always bring up like, there's so much left out stuff from the show that's mostly like side character like dynamics and stuff. I honestly cannot see any reason for an X8 5 years after. I feel like the show was the
I mean,
plot.
10
at
years
least.
after.
Yeah,
But-
no.
I feel like all the storylines have kind of been wrapped up already. There's no real reason to do a 5 years after that. I just feel like
Yeah, no.
packing
Like,
shit on.
give me bang bang tank.
Personally,
I don't care.
I do.
personally, I want to see like it would kind of be cool if they could take some lessons from the Saber and Ghost and Blade's that Spectre on movies or shorts or whatever, and they could do like I personally want to see an
X8 revise.
and revise, but I'm
Yeah,
pretty,
exactly.
Yeah,
I'm pretty. It might not happen. I don't know.
I can't wait for Hiro to come down to Daiji and just be like, "Wow, kid, I used to be goth once."
God.
It's just like, hey, no, because we see in we're sorry to change to Rebadge, but yeah, in Rebadge we see. Oh God, I'm now so calm now. Oh no.
Taiga just sees Sakura and calls her Nico too.
Oh,
Oh god.
So this is something I've been holding off to wait to talk to friend Lucy about.
Oh,
But like,
God.
there was this really cool fan art of a level 100 snipe called Bang Bang Western, and
Oh my
like,
God.
Oh,
Cowboy Taiga.
It's something I've been wanting for so long. Like it wasn't even a lot. It was just like a cowboy shawl and a cowboy hat, and that was it. And that would have been good. That would have been great. You know that was probably like
cowboy.
That's probably like $20 at the store, and they could have done that. You know, Bang Bang Western was so cool looking. I was so sad when I found out it was just fan art, but Bang Bang.
Bang Bang.
what?
Imagine
You know what?
imagine if Bang Bang Tank was the Western, and then
It-
there.
If the Spectre v Cinema can make Kanon a writer, then if they could do X8 and Revice and make Nico a writer finally.
Please.
Go.
Yes.
David.
But Nico is the writer.
This
Shut
may
up.
be a controversial
Oh,
opinion, but I don't think I want 5 or 10 years after for X8.
No, I don't either.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
I'm just here, like, please give me mine for 10 years after. Everyone's just like, no, shut up.
I'm saying it would be
Yeah.
cool, but it would be
Be
also
cool, but, like-
unnecessary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice to
If
get
they
for
do give
X8
us
Are
a lot,
many
but,
things in life necessary? Not exactly.
The only thing that I could see them doing is like the cliffhanger from Gems of like Dan being like, I'm here again, but like at the
Yeah.
same time it's just X8
Yeah.
but again.
Except but again. But doesn't he have arc now? But like at the same time, yeah, it would like collide in a different way. I would still really like to see arc Kuroto.
Another
With-
controversial opinion, it would rub me the wrong way if like 01 elements got mixed up with X8. That
Yeah.
just doesn't seem
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Yuya Takahashi was just like, nope, whoops, and just make Kuroto in the arc. So I don't know what they're gonna go with X8 now because of that.
They're
catch
not
up.
going to go anywhere with it. It's a
I-
fake cliffhanger.
Yeah, I remember talking about this with Lucy, and I don't know if they remember this, but I think I said something like, with how X8 handled really good dynamic and duality with humans and Bucksters, I really did not like what 01 did with the humans and the human gears.
Yeah.
I stand by what I say when I think Toei should never touch human right plots ever again.
Please. For the
Especially
love of
now.
God, please.
There's a lot I want to say about X8 because not only is it just such a beefy show, but like I love everything about it. Okay, like it's been my number 4 writer season like forever, and I love Poppy. You know, I love her.
It's such a decisive show in my heart because I really love the characters, but like at the end of I keep always thinking about like, are the characters enough for me to rank it above other shows?
So I have this chart called the Kiva chart, where like one half is
Oh,
Kiva,
boy.
the other side isn't Kiva, and the other side is usually the good side.
Yeah. That's how I rank things.
Is there anything worse than Kiva?
01.
01.
Not 01.
Sir,
Ghost is
I've
so much
seen
better
both. I
than
can say
01.
that.
I've seen 01 and Kiva, and I say that's cap.
You're
Sorry,
wrong.
I just slander Kiva. So honestly, I don't mind Kiva. It's just easy to rag on. That's all.
I do mind Kiva. I
Is there
very
anything
much
worse
mind.
than Kiva? Yeah, literally everything else. Dude.
And I do think Ghost is quote unquote worse than Kiva. It's just I've been
How
hopping on
dare
this
you.
Kiva for so long. Okay, it's not that it's bad. It's just boring. But anyway.
Yeah.
So
Kiva was straight up bad.
do you guys remember that one image in True Ending when Emu's like on the floor and the caption was like, Emu has some.
Oh my god.
You know what's
I
my
wish I
favorite
didn't
thing about
remember
X8?
My brain fried.
How they try to do like video game powers incorporated into the fighting, because they always like to do like this one-time thing they never do again. That's kind of broken. Like remember in True Ending when Hiro just restored health bars?
Yes. Yes. Restored Kiriya and Taiga's health and just
Like,
that's
like
it.
I
where's
don't
the danger?
remember that.
Where's the danger? Why is anyone dying? Hiro could just Hero support. Hero's mercy.
Hiro is Jesus. Wait, that's Guy.
I have everything to talk about. So did you know in episode 23 at frame 265, Taiga actually does an entire backflip in one frame. Like it's really scary.
No, dude, goat.
You know,
Let's
I
go.
actually made a cameo in X8 in episode 33.
Just fucking extra.
I was one of the white players, but I was one of the fat ones, so you couldn't tell.
No.
Kamen Rider X8 is a show that we have discussed for an extended period of time. I definitely think that there is a lot to enjoy about it, but there are also things to criticize about. I think part of the love for it comes from how unique it is, how much it manages to create captivating characters and a heartwarming
Ooh,
story
babies.
as we watch them grow over the course of probably too many episodes and too many specials. there's a lot to love there, and I think that it's earned its place as a well-loved season, even if there are those vocal detractors of it. For the most part, I would definitely recommend it to anyone who is either a fan or anyone who wants to start, because the season I started with, a lot of people started with, and it's a solid foundation. There might be better seasons to start with, but it's not a bad one at all. And Hero's the best character.
Don't mess with us, Xaid lovers. We don't even like Xaid.
Exactly.
Okay.
Guns.
Final thoughts. Okay. This has been a really great talk. I'm really happy that that this talk has been amazing, and I hope you all like
I meant
not
not
then
the
later.
show.
Oh.
Keep this in the video.
No. That's the show.
That's the show. We're in
There ain't
for
nothing to
X
talk
and
about
now.
the show. We're talking about the discussion.
X-Men as a show is a very good start. I know I did, other people did, but if you want to watch it with already haven't watched while, you can, and it's totally alright. But as a first start, I totally recommend it. This season has, started me off. Like, it holds a special place. Without Kamen Rider, no, without X, I wouldn't have, been here, and I wouldn't have, like, started my journey on, making films, making Zero Guns, even though that was inspired by Zero One. X still started it. X is just really good. Again, 10 out of 10. Would definitely recommend it.
Ballin. Final thoughts.
Wait.
Uh,
Didn't Ballin already say his final thoughts?
Not,
saying it again.
Not officially.
Well, and just say the exact same speech, but again.
I'll give the exact same speech, but in Spanish. A comment that Xaid.
Okay.
I'll just say that, yeah, I like Xaid. I had a good time talking about it with everyone here, and you should watch Xaid if you haven't already. But if you haven't, then you got spoiled a lot. What are you doing watching this?
All
right.
Etsy means a lot to me. It's definitely one of my favorite seasons of Kamen Rider, and I'm glad that I gave it a second chance. It helped me appreciate it a lot more, and also helped me grow closer with other people in my life, like Lucy and Guns and Pooh. And Etsy holds a lot of memories to me that I'll probably never forget. I would absolutely recommend it as like a first season, or just to people in general who are fans of Rider. And I'm hoping it can be one of the next shows to come over to Tokusatsu. It would be very much appreciated.
Brody, go.
Brody.
Anyways, as I said before, X8 is my third favorite Rider series. It's really good. I suggest you watch it if you haven't. And I was gonna say something and I forgot it. Okay.
Wah.
I would forget it too after Marco said that. AJ!
I'm not gonna go on for too long about Xaid, but Xaid good. Even if it has its flaws, I think Xaid is great. Obviously not as great as Build, but
That's what I'm saying.
I do have an emotional attachment to Xaid.
My final thoughts are going to juxtapose everyone else's, because, one, I can't even recommend this as a good starting one, because I started with Ryuki, but the Ryuki's good.
So that's your bias.
Yeah. Shut. Shush. Don't talk to people. See. I don't know if I could recommend Xaid because the plot is so batshit. It's kind of weird to the quote unquote writer formula. There's so much side content you have to watch if you truly want to like enjoy it. I guess like it's a really weird one to start off with. So I kind of just say watch with caution. But as a whole, it has some of the best written characters and most enjoyable characters I've ever watched on screen, along with it being my second writer season ever.
I was expecting you to be like, so yeah, all about that, and then go watch Ryuki instead.
You should, like, honestly.
Not before Dragon.
Shut up!
I'm gonna fight Bomb after his call.
I'm so proud of us for not saying an X8 or Bridge joke in the whole 2-hour discussion.
I said one joke once, and that was my girlfriend is there.
And I'm a bike. And I'm a human being.
I never watched it.
So Kamen Rider X8 has been just a journey, and I'm really glad that it exists. It has some of my favorite characters, some of my favorite arcs, just some of my favorite everything: music, visuals, action. movies even. Like True Ending is one of my favorite movies in Kamen Rider ever. It just has so much to love, and I don't think that love will ever die out. And I appreciate Xaid for everything. Of course, it's not build, but it's okay. Not everything.
That's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
And I'm gonna keep dragging this on so friend Lucy won't have a turn to speak about Kamen Rider Xaid.
Probably realize Trey is after me, so you better speed it up.
So, according to all known laws of aviation, there's no way a bee should be able to fly. Its body is too fat to get off the ground. Yellow, black, yellow, black, yellow, black, yellow, black. Ooh, black and yellow. Shake things up a bit. Berry, breakfast is ready.
Please tell me this is gonna get cut out. All right, so everyone knows that Kamen Rider Xaid is one of my
What's your
favorite
least favorite season?
No. I don't have a least favorite yet, but I would say it's one of my recommendations. If you want to start out Kamen Rider, I wouldn't say it's like my entire definitely start with this because everyone has a preference. But it seems like everyone starts with Xaid because like the words gamer doctor is what grabs their attention. But overall, I like Xaid. Doing this discussion, and even before doing this discussion, it really made me think about my previous biases and opinions because it's just like, oh, I love everything about it. It's so perfect. And then I look over it. I'm just like, no, there's some flaws to it. Yeah, and even so, I still like it. It's a good season. When I say start with it, yeah, if you want. But I mean, there's others that you can watch as well if you want a variety. But yeah, gamers. Trey.
Yeah.
Final thoughts.
This discussion definitely did open my eyes to a lot more things about some aspects about Xaid.
I'm so sorry.
Some of it's positive, like with Taiga. Some things negative, like everything else. And honestly, I'd just be repeating myself. I think Xaid is a fine series to watch. Of course, not the best out there, but certainly not the worst one either.
What's the worst one?
In my opinion?
Yes.
Kiva.
0-1.
Kiva's pretty low, but
The 0-1's lower, right?
It's low, but is it the worst for you?
All right, let's give up the last person to wrap up their thoughts. The entire country of Canada.
All right, everybody. Every pony. That wraps up the Kamen Rider Xaid discussion. I appreciate all.
Yeah, let's go.
Remember, you can find me at the end of the world, where you can defeat me.
Shut up! This is not going to be in the friggin' final cut.
Good night, everybody. Every pony.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Next game.
Oh, I should have said that. Dang it.
Did you stop recording?
And I was like, the super salad. I wanted to die. Welcome. You don't understand. I'm literally the last thought on Earth. That's why I'm the final thought.
Final thoughts.
If my last thought before death was Marcos, I did not live a good life.
No, I mean T.
Oh.
Oh my.
Marcos.
Gia! Last.
What's funny? What's funny? What's funny, Marcos? What's so funny?
I can't stop thinking about the final thought. It's like the last boss of Earth.
Marcos.
And then Trey said super salad. I wanted the regular one.
Alright.
Like a health bar at the top, and it says "Final Thought: The Destroyer" or something. And it's just me standing there.
Alright.
Character.
Guys, what do you mean Mario can't date Luigi? So what if they're clone brothers? That doesn't mean they're brothers. Because they're called brothers doesn't mean they're brothers.